What is plagiarism and why is it wrong? Plagiarism means taking someone else's ideas, story, or words and pretending that they're your own. It can happen in many different ways. For example, if you copy someone else's homework, you're plagiarizing. If you don't properly reference your ideas, you're plagiarizing. If you copy-paste something from the internet and don't use quotation marks and citations, you're plagiarizing. If you pay someone to write your essay for you, you're plagiarizing. Okay, so your teacher keeps reminding you not to plagiarize, but why should you avoid it in the first place? Is plagiarism really so wrong? Let's find out. Okay, so yes, plagiarism is indeed very wrong, and I'm going to explain 10 different reasons why it's a problem. As you'll soon learn, plagiarism is not only unfair to the person who originally created the work that is plagiarized, but it's also unfair to your teacher, to your classmates, and even to you, the person who plagiarizes. Number one, plagiarism is often a form of robbery or stealing. As you know, stealing is taking somebody else's property and using it as your own. Stealing is wrong because people's property is a result of work they've done or ownership they have a right to. Also, people make decisions about how to live their lives based upon the property they have. Therefore, if you take their property, they can no longer live their lives as they planned. So you're not respecting their right to live their lives as they want to if you steal from them. Number two, plagiarism is a form of deception. When you plagiarize, you're trying to make someone believe something that isn't true. This is wrong because if you don't let people know what is true, you're preventing them from making good decisions about what to think or do. If you plagiarize, your teacher won't be able to know if you're really learning and won't be able to make good professional decisions. You'll be wasting your teacher's time if you submit plagiarized work for them to look at. This is disrespectful. So, if your classmate willingly allows you to copy her homework, it might not be stealing, but it's still plagiarism because you're being deceptive. Plagiarism breaks the trust, this is number three, that education depends on. Successful education depends on mutual trust between students and teachers. You have to trust that your teachers are knowledgeable and fair in how they evaluate your assignments. Likewise, teachers have to trust that you are doing your best and doing your own work. If you cheat, you don't learn from having done your own work. You also can't learn from your teacher's guidance or feedback. As a result, the teacher cannot trust that you're gaining anything from their teaching. Plagiarism is unfair to other students in the same class too. This is number four. If you plagiarize, your paper may be much better than the other students' papers. Your very good but plagiarized paper will make the work of honest students look bad in comparison, making it difficult for the teacher to fairly evaluate. It's entirely possible that honest students will end up getting lower marks than they would have if a student in the class didn't plagiarize. Number five, plagiarism makes it difficult for teachers to evaluate the way they teach and make any important changes. Teachers are evaluating their own abilities to teach you in the process of reading your assignments and giving you grades. If many students make a similar mistake, then the teacher will know that they need to teach something again, perhaps differently. If some students plagiarize, however, then the teacher can't know what they need to change to help all students in the class. If you plagiarize, you're therefore hurting both the teacher and again, other students. Number six, if you plagiarize, you're not really learning what the teacher hopes you to learn. When you plagiarize, you're not writing an assignment by yourself, so you don't learn the skills that the assignment is meant to teach. Most learning in higher education happens when you write assignments. This is because through writing, you practice thinking and organization skills, language skills, and self-correction skills. You also learn content more deeply. This is similar to playing an instrument or a sport. The way you learn a new skill is by practicing, making some mistakes, and gradually getting better. Education is the same. Assignments are designed to make you struggle because that is how we learn new skills. If you plagiarize, however, then you don't go through that struggle, and therefore you never really learn. Number 7, if you plagiarize, you may develop bad personal characteristics. For example, you might plagiarize because you're lazy, find something too difficult, or are afraid of failing. By plagiarizing, however, you can't learn to overcome these problems and improve yourself. You may never learn the value of hard work, or that you can actually do difficult things, or that you can develop new skills which you thought were impossible. Number 8, if you plagiarize and are not caught, you might develop bad beliefs. You may come to believe that the best way to succeed in life is by cheating, deceiving, breaking people's trust, or just doing what is easiest. You may also come to think that the only or most valuable things in life are things like money and status. You may not understand the value of other things in life, such as knowledge and honesty. Number 9, plagiarism makes it difficult for you to understand your own abilities and limitations, in addition to the abilities of others. If you plagiarize, you may never realize what is possible for you to achieve. Also, you won't be as capable of understanding the achievements of experts in the subject you're studying. Number 10, plagiarism destroys the value of a university degree. A university degree is supposed to be proof that you have gained certain knowledge and skills. You might get hired by a business because you have a degree and therefore should have certain skills. If you plagiarized a lot in university, however, you may never actually have acquired those skills. Your university degree is therefore like a lie. It says you can do something when in fact you can't. The business wastes its time and money with you. And if a lot of students plagiarize at a given university, then the university will lose its reputation. No one will trust people with a degree from that university, even if they did not plagiarize. Alright, so now you know 10 reasons why you shouldn't plagiarize. Hopefully this information will make it easier for you to determine or decide how ethically you are behaving when you write your assignments. Plagiarism is a serious offense in university. If you're caught plagiarizing, you may just have to rewrite your assignment, but depending on the situation, you could simply fail the assignment, fail the entire course, or even get kicked out of school. How do you make sure that you don't plagiarize? Well, to be absolutely sure, you have to learn how to give references and make citations. I'll cover the basics of referencing and citing in another video. Look for a link in the description box below, or if you're watching this on a PC, check the card above here somewhere. Okay, my lovelies, I shall see you in my next video. More Sensei, signing out. Mwah!